Hey, Band of Pride. So, Mr. Little here. I wanted to give you a video update and talk about what happens next, what happens after this week. So, we had a senior meeting last night, and I kind of laid this out for everybody. And we have a plan moving forward. It's not very cut and dry, and it's not simple in any way. Nothing is right now. But we had a good dialogue yesterday, and some seniors reached out to me after the meeting, and they were very well spoken in their opinions and things. And so this is where we are. So KHSA has extended the potting, as you know, to August 24th, which is our first day of school. They say that they're going to allow us at that point to go full band and have everybody together and just go. So with knowing that, we have some obstacles between now and then. One of them is our show's not finished. The new show that they're writing for COVID bans is not done yet. And then we as teachers, even though your first day has been pushed back as students, our first day as teachers have not been pushed back. So we actually start back to school on Monday, basically every day. And there's a little flexibility there, but for our purposes, it's every day. And so we have 2 weeks of teacher trainings and things like that that'll happen. And so what that means, when we have the potting in place and Mr. Brown and I and Mr. Barron, we all have teacher stuff to do in the day, that it would push all those things to the evening. And since we have all those restrictions in place, it really doesn't work. And so you would only be able to have rehearsal once over that 2 week span for 3 hours. And honestly, it would cost the band a lot of money. So we've decided to go on hiatus for 2 weeks. Mr. Murata, Mr. Barron, Mr. Deitch, and I will all be spending our efforts on getting the school day in order and how band is going to function once we get back to school. And we're going to have to be advocates for that. And there'll be a lot of discussions that take place over that time. And so we'll be spending our days doing that. You guys will have your PDFs and the show music that you've gotten so far to practice at home. And everybody has equipment now, and everyone has equipment at home, wind players. And percussionists, you'll have stuff to do, and tubas will do our best to keep you engaged, right? And so as soon as we get parts and individual parts, not the scores, I will post those on Google and then send out the link like we've been doing with stuff. And so you'll have PDFs of those parts as soon as they're available. Now, once we get back to school, the plan is to rehearse 2 days a week if we're on the hybrid model. So if we're on the hybrid model, we will rehearse Monday and Thursday, 3 to 5. So that means if you're an A kid, okay, you'll be here in the building on Tuesday, and you just stay after you have practice 3 to 5. But on Thursday, you'll have to arrange transportation to get up here for practice at 3. Okay? I can't push practice back later into the evening. For one, it creates a supervision issue with kids that are actually in the building. And two, they don't really want us on campus late at night because they'll be doing extra cleaning services in the building and on the grounds every night, okay? And so the custodial staff is going to be stretched really, really thin. So you have to kind of think about that as your assignment comes up. And I know it's not by alphabet now and things like that, but as your assignment comes up, you have to realize that for one of your rehearsal days, you'll be in the building, and it's simple. But on the opposite rehearsal day, you're going to be at home, and you'll have to arrange transportation, okay? Now, because of that, we have decided to move forward with the music portion and with the color guard choreography portion of the show, but we are eliminating drill. Okay, and so what we will play, if you remember kind of an encore kind of setting when we win a KMEA show, we arc up and we play the show and the guard is beside or behind or in front of the band spinning in a block or some form. That is what we're going to do for this fall, okay? And so that way, when we have issues that come up with individual students, we don't have to stress about it. Like, we don't want band this fall to be stressful for kids. We want it to be a source of fun and socialism. Socialism, that's not the word I meant, but fun and an area to socialize together and be fun for kids. We don't want you guys to stress about Billy not being able to get to rehearsal day because he has a ride, or someone having to quarantine for 4 days and missing the show, because guys, we've already had kids that have had to quarantine. Okay, and so those things happen, and they're going to continue to happen throughout the fall. And so we feel like the best experience available to us right now is to worry about the show and the choreography, not the drill aspect of the fall, okay? And so that's what we're going to do. Now, if we go to full virtual school-wide, okay, and they allow us to continue on with extracurriculars, which seems a little counterintuitive, right? But if that were to happen, then we would move to one night a week and we could push it back later in the evening. And so we'll discuss that when it comes up, but we have a plan for that. So right now, the plan would be to take 2 weeks off, okay? Worry about school day stuff. You guys need to worry about school day stuff. Like, what does your schedule look like? All that stuff. There's just a lot new and different that we have to worry about. So it's okay to pause Marching Band for a little bit. And then we'll come back. Our first rehearsal will be on that Tuesday we come back to school, August 25th. We'll go Tuesdays and Thursdays from there on out. Middle school kids, I've talked to the bus garage, and we have a plan on the shuttling and kind of how that's going to work. And so I will send that out specifically on the middle school page when it gets a little bit closer. Once you know your A-Day, B-Days and stuff like that, I'll send that information out to you. But don't worry, we do have a plan for that. And then I will update the Google Calendar tomorrow with the football schedule. And so what we plan on doing is performing at the 5 home football games, which are September 11th, 18th, October 16th, October 30th, and November 6th. And we'll do our senior night in there. And we would also like to do a community show somewhere in there, like maybe on an off Friday night or something like that, where we can get the stadium and bring our people in and do like pictures and do all that stuff that we would normally do in a normal season. And so that's kind of the plan that we have right now. We are trying to adapt to the situation. I explained to the seniors just how proud I am of them, and I want everyone to know that. Like, I haven't heard a single kid be negative. Kids have expressed concerns, and I understand that, but they've done it really intelligently and respectfully, and I agree with all of their concerns. And so we've really trying to take that to heart, and when we're crafting our program for the fall. And what I told seniors last night, and it's not a secret, like, there's no guarantees of anything right now. There's no guarantee that we really will show up to school on August 24th, and there's no guarantee that football games will happen, and there's no guarantee that, there's no guarantee we even play during the school day right now. They might say that we're only allowed to play outside, and a lot of states are doing that. And so Marching Band might be the only opportunity we have to play each week, and so we really want to take advantage of it, even though it's not what we expect it to be, and even though it's not competitive and things like that, but it's still a chance for us to get together. It's still a chance for us to get make music together. And guys, I hope you know that I'm genuine when I say that I miss being in front of each of you, and I'm genuinely happy when I see you guys on campus. If you're in one of my pods, you know that, because I just can't stop talking and telling stories and catch everybody up on my life and what my crazy daughters do and things. But I can't wait to do more of that. I know Mr. Murata feels the same way, and all the staff feels that way. And but that's the plan right now. I have proposed or requested, I guess, to lower band fees to $195. But that has to be approved by the Board of Education before we can make that official or anything. But I did want parents to know that. And if you've already prepaid, you'll have the opportunity, if you're a senior, to receive a refund. If you're a junior or younger, you'll have a choice to either receive a refund or roll that over to next year's fees, if you'd like to do that. And so I'll send all that out once the board approves it. I can't imagine they'll take issue with it, but it does need to be approved, okay? And the way that we came to that number, parents, is that simply covers our expenses. And so not even all of them, but most of them. As you know, the boosters have severely diminished fundraising capacity at the moment. And so we anticipate around 130 kids to be in the marching band. It's going to cost around $26,000 to buy the show, to pay for staff and show shirts and things like that. And so 26,000 divided by 130 is $200. And so that's where we came up with that. That number, we didn't just pick it out of thin air. We did try to make it a logical number that you guys can understand where your money is going and why we're asking for it. So again, parents, as you know, all of our finances are completely transparent. Come to any booster meeting ever, and you can see the budget and all that stuff. So we don't do anything behind a closed door. So anyway, that's where we're at with everything, guys. So we have one more day of these camps tomorrow, and then we'll go on suspension, hiatus, break for 2 weeks, and we'll come back at it on the first week of school. By then, according to current guidelines from the KHSAA, we will be allowed to do full band together at that time. And so on that Tuesday, it'll be, let's put the whole horn line together and play some Dance Macabre, some warm-ups, some chorales, all of it, okay? And so and the other thing too, not that this matters, but we weren't able to do any repairs to equipment in the spring because of COVID. And so now that those shops are back open, this 2 weeks will allow us to get some equipment into the shop. Like, we don't have 8 functional sousaphones right now. And so we'll be able to fix those and get those into the shop and get them ready to roll. Same thing with some school-owned horns and things. So it's needed, okay, guys? As always, give me a call, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do. But I miss you. I can't wait to get back together at the start of school and like really go after this. We have some exciting things in the fall, like the high school ensembles. Like, we're looking at doing like chamber music and some small ensemble stuff. We have band parents that have just absolutely kicked butt. Mrs. Hollingsworth has kicked butt and made these really cool bell covers. All right, they look like berets, but they're bell covers for all of our brass instruments for both the high school and also 7th and 8th grade band we're working on now. And so everyone's chipping in and just working their tails off to make this work. It's not ideal and it's not perfect, but we're really busting tail to make it work. And so just hang with us, because I know the first week everyone was so excited just to be on campus and just be here. This week it's starting to be like, okay, Mr. Little, what can we do now? And I get that. And so we are trying to move forward and get you guys challenged and push you guys to be great. But that's where we are, okay? And so let me know if you have any questions. I miss all of you. We will finish out camp this week. We will take 2 weeks off. We'll get back out on the 24th. By the end of this week, okay, I can't promise you it'll be by tomorrow, but by the end of this week, the Google Calendar will be updated to reflect everything that we talked about. And so by the end of Friday, everything will be updated in the Google Calendar, and you can reference it, and it'll be a viable calendar once again. I know it hasn't been for a while. All right, we've already put in our concert schedule for the year, pending COVID, right? We've put in the rehearsals to the best of our ability. Now that the football game, which was just finalized on Monday, so now that we have that, I'll put that into the calendar as well, and you'll have an actual concrete calendar to go with. So, all right, now I'm just repeating myself. I love all of you guys. I love my job. I love the Band of Pride. I will talk to you guys soon, okay?